new sign. I can tell by the way that sign does not look like that last time.
No, bro. Hey, Neil Pickup. Neil Pickup. I figured out I'm just going to say Neil Pickup every episode.
God bless. I really appreciate that. We have dreams, right? We have dreams to aspire to. That's
Travis Bagent.
We're
back. We're back.
Woo!
So.
Oh, all right.
Oh, wow. Are you getting any feedback from the shows that have aired?
I would be if I would listen to any of the, if I would read any of the comments, I probably would get all kind of feedback. But I'm a busy dude.
Okay, so listen. I've commented as you a few times. Is that okay?
Yeah. I noticed. I
think it'd be good.
How's that going for us?
I think it'd be a good inside joke for people. Are you paying attention? Gary Roberts said, because listen, the audience, it's for YouTube, right? It's for YouTube's algorithm. So I'm trying my best to pretend to be like Travis Bagent, like, dude, we
You have failed miserably at being Travis Bagent. You, first of all, you're not using explanation points and improper grammar, so no one's ever going to believe. And here's the best thing about this: no matter what is said from here on out, I have the out that no, that was Gary. That was Gary.
Yeah. It's perfect because it'd be funny for people. I've noticed. Here's the thing. I've noticed the people on the internet, they only pay partial attention. They don't read. They barely read the title. No matter how much I explain, they still are like lost. So,
and they ask you a question that you addressed in the first 30 seconds of the video, correct?
Yeah.
Like,
so,
I like the who's the girl in the ARM TV commercial.
Yeah. Who's the girl? What?
Who's the girl? This is your first episode.
Yeah.
You have skimmed through this whole thing.
Yeah. So for what I like about this show is that for the absolute insider who's watched everything and knows that they'll be in on the joke, and then the people who are not, because I didn't catch the last episode that I put up. You said, I don't really want to get heavily involved because the minute I interact, then people start asking me how to arm wrestle, and I go down this rabbit hole of, Yeah, eventually I don't meet up to their demands, right? So let's just say that you catch me on the back deck, chilling. All my kids have left the house for the evening, and I happen to read a comment that says, "Hey, Travis, how do I stop up pressure every time before the match I feel my hand is starting to open up?" Right? Yeah. I wouldn't touch that question with a 10-foot pole normally, right? But after 2 cigars and a half a bottle of cognac, I say, just pin the dude. That's all you got to do. So then the guy writes back and says, "Travis, I've been waiting for your comment for 12 years. If you recall, I asked you to send a prayer for my dying cousin 9 years ago. Yeah.
He since has died, and I am going to kill you if I ever see you." And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
So I got to be careful with the comments. That's all I'm saying. I got to be careful.
Yeah, so I got busted. Listen, one guy wrote on a couple episodes, he wrote, "Travis, big fan, one day," and here's how I read it. I read it like this: "One day I'm going to catch up with you and smoke you."
Yeah, I've gotten that before. I've heard that before.
And I put as Travis. No, I put under my channel, I put, "Oh, I love when people trash talk." Then an hour later under your channel, I posted, good luck. So he's like, oh, Travis responded to me. But then he came back an hour later and he's like, wait a minute. I think you guys misunderstood me. I was saying I hope to catch up with Travis one day and smoke one with him. I didn't catch the
whoa. Right. Well, listen. Good luck. I think I don't think that's improper. I don't think that's improper comment. Either way you can interpret it. That's awesome.
Anyways, so I'm revealing my cards. We're trying to create the YouTube people. They said if there's interaction in comments, it grows your channel. So Travis is not going to comment. So
you never know. You never know. I might. You never know.
Yeah, but now you're free because you can or cannot. Either way, you have your out.
Got this. This is perfect. You just opened it up.
Yeah. So that being said, I think I need each episode. I need some sort of relevant to like what's going on now comment or topics, and then some of your stories. So I'm going to kind of break it up because I have 4 hours of you on story time, and I have an hour of, what's going on in the day. So you may see it interwoven. The beginning will be this stuff.
Listen, I'm going to pay for the building, right? I'm going to get all the permits, but you're doing all the cooking, baby. You're doing all the cooking. You let me know.
So that being said, I posed in the episode 1, I said, Travis was one of the only ones who like supported us. And Ryan Espey, he put in the comments, and I remember distinctly Canadian Nationals, he did call, he's like, hey, I really want ARM TV. And it's like, by saying Travis Bagent was a fan, I don't mean to diss other promoters who were fans too. It's just, I was trying to get across the point that you and I from the early days became homies. And I love Ryan Espey, but I still didn't bond with Ryan over the course of ARM TV life like I did with you. He's in Canada.
Yes.
Anyways, Ryan, we love you too, man. No disrespect that I left you out.
Listen, everybody in Ryan's life except for his mom, his dad, and his wife feel the same way you do. Are you kidding me? I love Ryan to death. Ryan's relationship with me is better than his relationship with you, Gary.
Yeah, I bet.
All right?
I mean,
it's all good.
Yeah.
Everybody can get a little bit jealous about your relationship with the beast.
Yeah. And I guess the point of it is that a lot of people supported ARM TV in those early days. So I don't mean to like put one above the other, but anyways, thank you, Ryan. Canadian Nationals, I had so much fun up there. And anyways, so thanks, Ryan. And next, something very important. Oh, before I continue, do you have anything you want to say?
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to the channels. Don't be weirdos. I mean, we're over here. We bought a new sign, as you can clearly see. We need some more revenue. Do not watch and not subscribe. That's very simple. Just don't do it.
Also, so I was talking to somebody, I can't remember who it was, and they were talking about subscribers.
Probably Neil Pickup.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Might have been Bob Brown. Might have been Bob Brown, and he was like focused on subscribers. And I was like, it's not necessarily. I know there's this you're familiar with Arm & Hammer TV from CrossFit?
100% absolutely not. Am I familiar with any channel in the world?
Well, anyways, this guy does CrossFit podcasts, and he has the same numbers of subscribers as Ryan Bowen, like 33,000 or something. But his views are like, they've disappeared. They've gone off cliff. I think my channel, when I wasn't even working, it is on. Anyways, he's only getting like 3,000 to 5,000 views, 2,000 to 3,000 views a day. And it's like, for 33,000 subscribers, you would expect more views. So subscribers gives you an edge to get the views, but people still have to click on the video and watch. So click and watch too. Don't just subscribe.
So we have a very, very interesting photo to show you guys at the end of this video. But we have made sure that you have to watch the whole video in order to get to this amazing photo at the end. So
you do have a photo? What photo?
Who cares? Let's just make sure that we get everyone through this episode. Make this our good episode.
Yeah, and somebody
the next time you see a real good episode, cut what I just said in on the front of that, and let's make sure that they watch that whole episode. And even if they're disappointed at the end, maybe not too disappointed because they got to see the show.
Yeah, you know, it matters because someone was complaining about the length, 30 minutes. They're like, we want to do podcasts like Joe Rogan, 3 hours. I'm like,
whoa.
Not every. They're like, I can watch hours of Travis. I'm like, I get that, but I'm filming with Travis for 3 hours. If I put out a 3-hour block, I can only get Travis on the phone for 3 hours every once in a while. If I put it all out, today, its impact wears off after, let's say, 48 hours. By stretching out the content, we can remain in the conversation for, weeks.
Right.
Anyways.
And let's put this out there. The day that I can get Joe Rogan money, I will talk for 6 hours. No
exactly.
problem.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And this guy, he was like, Joe Rogan is very successful with his format. I'm like, Joe Rogan started out famous when he did his podcast. Like, he wasn't like Gary. I mean, he was already.
I get this. Listen, I get this all the time. Joe Rogan, if you are listening to this, I would like for you to know that a lot of times the regular public takes your skill and talent for granted.
Yeah.
And the first thing out of their mouth is they say, Trev, you could be just like Joe Rogan. And I say, damn, I like it. Without having the unbelievable good looks that Joe Rogan has, without having the experience in stand-up comedy that Joe Rogan has, and not having nor the budget in order to bring a lot of other cool-ass people around, Joe Rogan is an absolute stud. And so I really do appreciate hearing that. However, I am no Joe Rogan. I'm as close to Joe Rogan as I am to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
So.
And, I mean, Joe Rogan has, like, the guest lineup is, like, I mean,
now,
it's not easy to get that.
I could be a great guest for one Joe Rogan.
Yeah, it's a.
I could be a great guest for one Joe Rogan. Yeah,
You can.
But I am not equal to hosting a Joe Rogan show that will equal his. But I would love to go on the Joe Rogan show anytime Joe Rogan is ready. Anytime.
Speaking of, there's one video on your channel where you were interviewing Artem and you were like in charge of the questions. And I was like, what's going on here? Travis is doing the interviews?
Feeble attempt. And then I ended up asking the question and answering the question.
Yeah. I was like,
crazy.
I was like, this is weird. I mean, no disrespect, Travis is awesome, but yeah, he doesn't want to be the one in control of the buttons. He wants to he wants you to just ask him a question and then, I mean, yeah.
That was me listening to people say that I should do the Joe Rogan show because I'm better than Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And me attempting to try and realizing that Joe Rogan, my skills behind this podcast are about as good as my sidekick. And his is good and mine is not that good.
Yeah. You are the great guest, or you would be an awesome who's the chick with hair?
Don't say Vanna White.
Howard Stern.
Oh, okay. I was getting ready to say. Bro,
Like,
if you tried to say I was Vanna White to Pat Sajak on the Wheel of Fortune, I was gonna pop off.
no,
Right,
like,
so I
like
got
you listening to two people going back and forth, and then you jumping in when you're like, no, wait a minute, wait, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You're like,
I like
blah,
that.
blah,
I like
like
that.
something like that. Okay, so
Which,
I want-
let's put this out there. If Howard Stern would like me to come on his show, I would love to do it. Once again, I think I could blow that shit up.
the last time we spoke,
Yes.
we ended off just as the $20,000, and I want to continue into that story.
I got you. So just to set the scene up a little bit, I am now been giving my 3-month notice with the World Arm Wrestling League that I will no longer be under salary for $83.34 per month, a $100,000 a year contract, right?
I love that you know the detail. 83.34.
Well, that's because Steve told me, so I thought it was awesome that he knew that number, so I didn't forget it. So I've been given this 3-month severance package, which includes $12,000 a month, because I'm working 4 Supercrosses back to back for 19 straight weeks, right? Making $3,000 per show, right? So as upset as I am about losing the WL contract, I have enough time and a little bit of a pay raise the next 3 months in order to prepare for it, right? It's my little severance package. So,
Okay, hold on.
Yes.
During this time period, are you also making money arm wrestling? I don't want to go totally off
I
topic.
am not.
But
I am not making money arm. Well, I shouldn't say that. I am making money arm wrestling, but it's not enough money. I'm only making WL prize money, which probably is less than $25,000 for the year.
I mean, that's a lot for a lot of people.
Yeah, well, it would be, but you got to win it, you know. And Dave Chafee has got his hand in the pot. You know what I mean? Everybody's working to try to get the money. I think I won 20. I won 30 because I got second right-handed and first left-handed the first year, so I did pretty good. The next year, the money went down.
The 25 is what's available to your whole class, and then you got to steal it.
Exactly.
The 20. Okay.
Say that. Yeah. Say that's around about 25, and then down to 20, and then there's a couple other small tournaments throughout the year that don't interfere that I can go grab $1,500 here or there, whatever the case.
Okay, go on.
So my job is to work the WL Supercross for Monster Energy, representing the Monster, the Muscle Monster brand, which was a protein shake monster drink, along with the World Arm Wrestling League in collaboration at the Supercross events. There's 19 of them. You've seen the videos of me holding the sledgehammer, flipping the bumper plate, arm wrestling the person. That started off as a Ben Murray, Steve Kaplan, Dan Alani program that had us bringing 20 WAL superstars or arm wrestlers, not 3 or 4 superstars, along with 15 local guys to each event, paying them $200 for the day, them interact with the crowd. We had 8 arm wrestling tables set up, a couple little feats of strength. We were hoping that the crowd of 40,000 people would be so overwhelming that we could, you know, with a very average announcer, just go through the procedure, including switching people that wanted to be on the mic. At first, I think they said Matt Mast got a half hour, Devon got an hour. You know, I was just supposed to entertain them for 5 minutes, introduce them, and be there to help out, right? And the only reason I'm getting paid so much is because I just got fired, right?
Yeah. And is it, just to comment, is it normal that people, they seem to think that it's easy to get on the mic? Oh, anybody can do the mic. It's like the last job they fill sometimes.
Well,
they don't realize that it's a talent.
Yeah, I think that they say that it's not that big a deal, but then all of a sudden panic inside their heart until they find some suitable, means of making it happen. So it's funny though. I've been places that very basic announcing, just the names, and the tournament was fine. And then I've been places where the announcing was great, but the tournament still kind of sucked because all the other operational stuff wasn't there. So there's a mixture of all that stuff. So I start the first day and we are just bombing hour after hour, right? So we're going into the fourth hour.
Painful.
And Ben Murray and Steve Kaplan are starting to get more paranoid. And finally, I just went over to Steve and I'm like, listen, how much longer are you going to allow this? He's like, what do you mean? I said, dude, I've got my little stuff there. As soon as you're ready, I will show you a way to do this with 3 or 4 guys. Now, you got 20 guys here. I don't know what they're supposed to do except jack off with each other. You know what I mean? Like, there's not enough participation. We do have people coming through the booth to get their free Monster Energy drink, but we need something. We need a hook.
Yeah.
I need to run my skit. He's like, what's the skit? I'm like, the skit's the same. It's me talking shit on the microphone, daring people for certain feats of strength, ending in me arm wrestling them while I'm holding the mic.
You ever done this before? No. Perfect. I'll take care of everything. All right, put that elbow down there.
I said, but since you brought 4 of the strongest guys in the whole world, let's just put them, one guy, up on the main thing. And if they qualify on the ground with me, then they can go up to your superstar for the finale.
Yeah.
Also,
oh my God,
common
sense.
If they don't pass the fitness, then I ask them what they weigh, and I match them up with any of our local guys that weigh the same as them for a little impromptu lesson. Well, we'd rather we just stick with the program. We wrote all this out to Monster. I said, okay, so what's next? Oh, well, what's next is give the microphone to Devon Larratt. He's going to go over rules and regulations and techniques. Man.
Oh my God!
It was.
You put a crowd to sleep, bro.
So
rules?
I think I went over this. We handed the mic to the man. It was extremely shaky to the point of laughter. For the record, when I say Devon was bad, I mean real bad. Real bad. Eruption laughter from me. Finally, Steve says, Travis, go get the mic and do your thing. So I go over there.
Yesterday, I love that you said Devon recognizes who's the better man at this. Like, he recognized you're the GOAT on the mic. Like, he bows
the
down.
Greatest. Listen, let's just be completely honest about that guy. Special human being, and definitely being appropriate, right? And having some common sense is in his corner. And he laughed with me. I put my forehead in his chest and laughed so hard while he had the mic, while he was supposed to be talking. Kept looking at him like this, asking him, what the fuck are you saying? He laughed, and he finally handed me the mic and said, you're the man. I said, so then my first thing out of my mouth was, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest cash giveaway in the history of Supercross is happening right here.
Yes.
At the Monster Energy drink. Make your way over here. Super duper simple. Everyone take a look at this 8-pound sledgehammer. All you gotta do, keep your foot behind this line. Keep your hand only on the taped part. Please do not be a weasel and try to cheat like this or like this.
Oh, man.
If you think you can do this, you are on your way to $20,000.
Keep it simple.
And right away, I give a little wink to 2 of my local guys, Scott Wynn, and he says, I'm up. Because we got to have a little participation, right? To get the ball rolling.
Scott jumped in.
Scott Wynn jumps in. walks over, takes the sledgehammer. I said, very simply, sir, when I tell you to lift the sledgehammer, you hold it up 3 seconds, and you are the winner. He grabs the sledgehammer. I said, ready, go. He does not move the sledgehammer. He tries.
Was he playing?
No, he was not playing. When you put your feet behind the handle, it's one thing to have it all tucked into your side, right? It's a whole nother thing to reach out and grab this sledgehammer, leaning forward a little bit.
Yeah.
And lift it off of this surface. So he struggled. I started laughing abruptly. I said, my God, are you kidding me? I could do this when I was 4 years old. And I grabbed the sledgehammer and I hold it up as easy as you could do it. Instead of going right to the next person, I go in on Scott Wynn. Ladies and gentlemen, it is obvious that his parents have lied to him. He is indeed left-handed, not right-handed. No, I'm right-handed. My man, trust me, you are left-handed. There's no way you could get through life if you was right-handed. So let's try this again. So he grabs it with his left hand. I take my little finger, I put it right on the edge of it, and I say, ready, go. And I lift it up. 1001, 1002, 1003, put it down. I told you that you was left-handed. Everybody starts laughing because he had to get help. Now I know Scott Wynn is so weak he can't even do the sledgehammer. I move him over to the 45-pound bumper plate. I said, Scott.
Hey, hold on.
Yes, sir.
What is Kaplan? Are the band and all those guys? Are they like, oh, dude?
Have you ever seen a young kid hear the ice cream truck?
Yes.
The motherfucker perk up, start hitting somebody beside him. Hey, you see this? You hear that? I mean, it was obvious right away. The people flood, just thousands. Right?
Oh my God.
Just like that, right after they fired me. Right? So we was in a tense situation there, right?
Yeah.
But then they give me this little nugget, and then I, of course, let them fail miserably by not taking control of the situation right away. Making sure that you all understand, what does it look like if I don't participate? What if I'm just a regular guy? What if I'm just a regular guy that shows up and gets the $300, $400, $200, I don't know, and does the thing? What's this look like? So once you see that it is the worst event and you are so embarrassed by your product and your representation,
oh my God,
the beast comes in, and not does he calm the seas and, right the ship, right?
Yeah.
He upgrades and a fucking yacht pulls up and lets everybody jump in. We become instantly the #1 booth at the Supercross.
Oh my God.
It took 8 minutes. 8 minutes, and we are in control, right?
How many hours did you let them fail?
I let them for almost 5 hours. 9 a.m. we got there, and it was almost 2 o'clock.
I would have bet money that you wouldn't have lasted that long.
I tried not to, but my feelings was hurt. So I didn't want to get fired because I knew that I really needed this gig, right? Yeah. So I'm trying to be corporate, trying to be cool. I'm trying to let Ben talk to the monster people. Then Ben talks to 2 people. Then they finally tell me something, and then I answer it, and I see it go up the chain of command. Takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the chain of command says something stupid, and 10 minutes later it gets to me. So I'm going through all this. So I tell Scott Wynn, Scott, this 45-pound bumper is right here, along with this 25-pound bumper. And I grab the 25-pound bumper plate, little flip and catch, put it on the ground. I said, young man, You do this 25-pound bumper, and I will then give you the good news and the bad news.
Yeah.
And Scott, Scott's got a big hand. He grabs that 25, flip, smack, no problem. Puts it down. With some swag, I said, my man, first and foremost, give it up. Bam. Good news is you killed it. The bad news is that's the girl's weight.
No, you didn't.
You. Right beside you is the 45-pound bumper.
Oh, you
I said,
slide.
if you can do that, then you, my friend, are back in the runnings
Oh
for
my God.
$20,000. So the
Fuck.
people go crazy. Scott picks up the 45-pound bumper, tries to flip it, fails miserably because you got to be a bad dude to do that.
Yeah.
I said, well, you get 3 tries, big guy. He's about to grab it the second time. I said, hold tight. They could be playing a joke on us. He looks at me. I said, sometimes when I do this trick, we got one bumper plate back there that's super heavy. Looks just like this one. We will play tricks on people. Let me make sure they didn't put the heavy one on. So I walk up, I grab the bumper plate, flip, smack, just like it's my job.
Yeah.
Set it down and say, continue on. That is not the heavy one. That's the light one. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So
this is
to make
so
a long story
good.
short, the freaking thing was amazing, right? So we get done there. We proceed for 19 weeks. During that 19 weeks, I meet 2 people. First person I meet on week 3, guy's name is Rich Eglett. He is the owner of Rockwell, right?
Yeah.
Rockwell is a watch, apparel, sunglass company out of Salt Lake City, Utah. The guy comes up, he says, hey, why don't you come down to our booth? We'd love to hang out with you, man. Get you a pair of sunglasses, maybe a watch. I said, yeah, my man. Now, meanwhile, I don't own a pair of sunglasses or a watch.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I'm like a 13-year-old kid. I can't keep none of that stuff. If I have a pair of glasses, I lose them in one day. 100%, right? So the last thing I'm really interested in are sunglasses and watches, right? I don't participate in either one at a level, right? But this is early in the season. It's January. We're in California. We're in San Diego. So when week 4 hits and he asks me this, I ignore him. Week 5.
But wait, hold on. What do you mean you ignore him?
In other words, I didn't go to the booth. He was just making a little calm little gesture like, hey, you're a bad dude. I love the way you rock the mic. Come by our booth and hang out with us, right? That was the preliminary stage of him wanting to do a little bit of business with Travis Bagent.
Okay, hold on.
Wasn't sure what kind of business he wanted to do.
And are you like, is that the same technique where I like go out on a date with a girl and I really like her, but I don't call afterwards on purpose to try to create a little interest?
It would be, let's just say that you were completely married and she didn't know it. So you playing hard to get is easy for you because it's hard to get because you're married. So I'm married to Monster. I'm married to the WAL. And now this other sponsor wants to swoon me a little bit. It was very easy because I'm killing it here at the Monster booth. We're the #1 booth. He's got a smaller setup over there.
Yeah,
He's got sunglasses and watches, things that I ain't even that fond of, right? So
right.
No love there, right? Not a lot of love face-to-face, like because I'm a cool dude. And I could tell he was a cool guy. So a lot of chest bumping and I'm the bad dude, fun stuff. He leaves. I set the very next weekend, I go to Dallas, Texas. I'm setting up in Dallas, Texas. I get there early, got a couple arm wrestlers with me. We're trying to get through the back gate. The security guy says, I can get in with my credentials, but the guys can't get in until 9 o'clock or something, 10 o'clock. Right then and there, Cooper Tire guy's there. His name is Fritz, right? Bad dude. Says, hey, I got some extra things. Put them on your boys, and then when they get in, give them back to me. I'm like, no problem. Fritz says, so you're the arm wrestling dude, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm the arm wrestling dude. He said, dude, we had a meeting the other day about you. I said, what you mean? He said, in the corporate meeting, we're talking with the CrossFit or with the guys from Supercross, and they said that your gig was the #1 pit party attraction, and that next year that Monster would be going with the UFC, and they wanted to know if anybody was interested in picking up the Travis Bagent arm wrestling skit.
And you hadn't met this guy?
I had never met this guy. This guy had been at the last 4 Supercrosses, though, because he works for Cooper Tires. So he had his booth set up. And what he's seeing is me just blow this shit up week after week.
Crushing it.
So I said, that sounds good to me. He says, can I ask you a personal question? What do they pay you? I said, man. I said, my man, you ain't going to believe this. These cats paying $4,500 a weekend.
And it was 3.
It's only 3.
Bam!
45. Well, you know, you got airfare, hotel, right? You know what I mean? You got parking, right? 45. He's like, oh, you know what? We were thinking it was like 10 grand. I said, yeah, I know. A lot of people think that. I'm going to get it to 10 grand one of these days, but right now it's only 45. He's like, would you be interested in doing that at our booth? This is our setup. I said, my man, you're in. I'm telling you right now, you're in. So I make that deal with Cooper Tires just on a not really a deal, just a deal that a deal could be done.
Okay, so I was getting confused. So Cooper Tires came from the Monster booth.
They were there for the first 4 weeks of me working for when I was. They were at the Supercross event too, along with Rockwell, along with Oakley.
Okay, but your first booth was with which brand?
My very first booth with Supercross was with Monster.
And then the Cooper Tires.
But I did the same skit at the Arnold Classic 10 years before that. You saw it, right?
Yeah,
right. Exactly. So.
So I'm confused. So your guys can't get in the booth, and a dude that you're not even working for gives you some passes.
He just happens to be right there at the little security gate, and he's got these extra passes. What are the chances? Exactly.
What?
And then after he did me a favor, how easy it was to go into the conversation about the fact that Discount Tire and Cooper Tire had just had a meeting with the Supercross guys. Crazy.
So you're saying that this guy, he tells you that they had a meeting about you. You hadn't even worked with them. They were talking about you. I was confused. I thought they were.
Yeah, they're talking about me along with the Supercross people about what's been transpiring the last 4 weeks, and the fact that the UFC was coming in and going to take over the Monster booth next year, because that's what Monster does. They switch every year, whatever their entertainment is. So,
hold on. Let me look at the time. Okay, that might be a good time to pause.
Okay.
Let's pause real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So Travis, that's an amazing story. Dude, I mean, I hate to fanboy out, but dude, you are good at telling stories. Holy shit, bro.
All right, let's keep it going.
Okay, well,
we hope you like the content. Thanks for stopping by. Please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Now click that little bell icon so you get notified. This was Gary Roberts and Travis Bagent live.
Damn it!
Do something else. Don't ever say them 2 names to